Hey IBASSIN viewers, it's Luigi DeRose here. We're all stuck inside and we're all thinking about fishing. I just got the boat out of winter storage and we're gonna do a little unboxing. So this is a company out of Windsor, or actually out of LaSalle, which is just south of Windsor. It's in the Detroit River Canadian side, and it's called Domo's Tackle. So I got friendly with these guys on Facebook. And then for an upcoming article in 2020 for Ontario Out of Doors, I interviewed actually a really cool guy, a real famous guy, Colin Stass. He was the first kind of, at that time I think it was called the Pro Bass Tour, then it became the OV Chevy or OV Pro Bass Tour. So in 1986 he won the Classic. It was actually televised with another fishing company called Fishing Canada. Yeah, I think that's right. And it was neat because when I was a kid growing up, and then years later, in 2020, you get a chance to, you know, talk to these guys and then do an interview. So this one was about wind, and it's a little bit windy today. You can see me, the hair's moving around, the leaves are kind of, all the dead ones are floating around. And what he was talking about is dragging tubes. Very popular technique that's lost a lot of luster, because everyone wants to drop shot now, and with the GPS controlled trolling motors, they want to use that. And one of the best ways to do it is drag a tube. So this is an unboxing. So I'm going to show you some close-up photos of this once it's all done. So Domo's is making these style of custom jigs. So here you go. So these are Domo's customs. You can find them. He's at www.leadheadjigs.com. Canadian guy. So this is 5/8 with a Mustad Ultra Point, and what I like about it, it's got those giant fat heads, you know, for the goby style when you put them with tubes. So I'm not even sure what he gave me. So I got some traditional. These are with Eagle Claw Laser Sharp, you know, and that's the thing too. I notice a lot of guys hate Eagle Claw. They're considered a cheaper company, but these laser sharps, we use them for steelheading, we use them for a lot of stuff, and they're strong and they're sharp. Sure, they're not as the same caliber as some of the Japanese hooks, Owners, Gamakatsu, that type of stuff, but you're also not paying like $2 a jig. And when you're dragging or fishing in current, like in the St. Clair River or the Detroit River, Niagara River, any of these big Great Lakes, St. Lawrence, there's a lot of rock and rubble and stuff. And if the current's fast, it's not like you're going to go and wiggle it free. It's stuck. So this one's a 1/2 ounce 4-rod. So there's a good one. So we got some rattles, and there's 5 in a pack in this one. 1/2 ounce, same Eagle Claw sharpness. So this looks good. Well, I got some monsters. I asked for some monsters. So these are there's 5 in this one too, 3/4. Domo's Tackle Company. So D-O-M-O. Now, if you're familiar with a guy called John Bondi, he's out of LaSalle. I fished with him muskie. We did terrible that day. Just you know, that's the way it goes for another article for Ontario Out of Doors. And this article in Ontario Out of Doors is going to be similar. That we're looking at local guys. As you know, everybody likes to buy stuff. You know, I was in Japan this past winter, and it was awesome. Lots of cool baits, but sometimes it's nice to buy local, especially this. You're not spending all that shipping cost or all that extra stuff just on the weight. So this one is a 3/8, kind of a little bit more standard, a little bit more universal. Again, these ones are with the Mustad Ultra Points, and those are the fatter goby heads. Now, I also want a future article on the walleye fishing, spring walleye, and these are really big. So this company makes a lot of the style of fast river, early spring walleye fishing. I'm going to hopefully do an article coming up. 2021, 22, God knows when, but these jigs are really popular. They do a worm that's called the Wyandotte worm. There's a few other companies. John Bondi makes one, English Choice makes one. These thin worms where it's really a cold water technique, but these jig heads are amazing because you got to have that big heavy head. And the nice thing is, and I'll show you a little bit later, is that they're fairly thin profile, so they don't catch like a football or typical round ball head would do, catch a lot of current. So they get down real fast. These are 3/4, and they got a 4/0 hook, so it's pretty big. And the walleye they're catching this time of year are big, but this is just equally as good if you were going to do any kind of worm fishing, you know, shaky head style. It's not the bait, but if you're going to do an open jig head, it's a good one. So yeah, Domo sent me a whole bunch of good stuff here. He sent me some other stuff. These are just standard 1/8 ounce laser sharp. So good. Actually, these ones are. So I got some quarters, 5/16. He gave me a whole range of stuff. Oh, I got even some better stuff in here. Oh, look at this. Okay, so give me a patch. There we go. That's cool. Oh yeah, this is what I was looking for this walleye fishing. So there's some, I'm not even sure, 3/4 is kind of blue with a metallic silver. I think there's glitter on it too. Yeah, there's a lot of metal flake glitter on this one. And then this one is the deal. So 3/4 ounce, this is probably the most popular in the Detroit River. Still 90-degree turn, 90-degree turn on the jig head. So it's a straight vertical, and this kind of hot green. It's not really a chartreuse, I guess. Some of you could call it a chartreuse. It's a hot green. I hope I'm not getting this mixed up, but a lot of guys, they call this antifreeze. That's a local kind of Detroit, Windsor area nickname for some of the baits. I think this is antifreeze, and this is supposed to be #1 of #1. Anyways, so if you're stuck at home and you're looking for some good products, this unboxing, thanks Domo for being so kind and helping me out, and he's done it in the past. So Domo's Custom Tackle, I'll put all the sites, go look at their things. They're handmade, and you're going to help out some local guy, because you know, the fishing industry's really took a kick in the teeth. Everybody's staying home. We don't even have access to the boat ramp, so supporting local guys is really important. And if you have any suggestions of a company that we need to profile on IBASSIN, just tell me. And if you have some compliments, put it on. If you're going to just be mean, forget it. Also hit subscribe, because I want to make sure, you know, spread the word. IBASSIN, we're changing our format. Before it was just pros talking and a little bit of information, but mostly just product. And that's what guys wanted 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, but now other people want a little bit more local, regional stuff and a lot more fishing. So we're going to get some fishing out for you too. All right, you take care. Remember, subscribe,